Hello everyone, so we're back this week with another Krong update. This week we're going to be looking at one more change that's been made to the editor, and we'll also be looking at anti-gravity zones and warp zones. Okay, so here's the editor that I'm sure you'll all be familiar with by now. Now, the first change you'll have seen straight away probably, which is this grid we've added to the edit area. This is just to help with lining things up and make your level building a little bit easier. You can turn it on and off at any time and it will scroll around with the screen as well. Now, the second change is something that when it was suggested to me, it was so obvious I couldn't believe I hadn't thought of it before. So I'll just show you what I mean here. It's once you've selected your theme, as I showed in the last video, you use these buttons here to select what kind of shape you want to add. And now what happens is that shape appears at your mouse, exactly where you're going to add it. Now, I can't believe I didn't think of this before. It was Dwayne that suggested it to me. And it just works so well. It makes it so much easier to place things. So that, in combination with the grid, helps you throw together levels even quicker than it was possible to do before. So what we're going to talk about today, as well as these changes, is some of the extra elements you can add to your levels. Now, this week we're going to be talking about the anti-gravity zone. Again, not final art. I know it hurts your eyes. I can't help that just now. So what we've got here is your anti-gravity zone. This is quite similar to the magnets we saw, I think it was last week. This central area actually spins, and again you've got this area of effect here. Now whenever Krong or Boomba is in this area, they will not be affected by gravity. Actually, gravity will work in the opposite direction, so they will fall upwards rather than falling downwards. So they can be used when you've got levels where you want you to reverse the direction of the character, so they can be quite handy that way. And the other thing I want to show you today is, if we scroll down here, warp zones. Now, warp zones always come in pairs. What happens is you place these on your level. I'll change the background so you can see them a wee bit better. You place them on your levels, and basically they work exactly as you'd expect. When Krong or Boomba hits one of them or goes into one of them, they come out the other. And momentum's preserved the exact same as it was when they went in. So you can use these to create jumps around your levels. So if I wanted to create, say I had a room over here, move that, and it was, I'll just do this really, really quickly. Say it was blocked off, and this area contained the start position. What we could do is we could use the warp zones to move Krong or Boomba from one place to another, despite the fact that physically they're actually blocked off from being there. So that helps create levels that are a wee bit unpredictable. You can move about a lot more than you would have thought you would have. The warp zones also have a cooldown period after you've used them. So if you go in one, say I came in this one, bounced off that wall and hit straight back onto this one, I wouldn't fly straight back out. We did have it set like that before, and it was really frustrating. So now the warp zones have, I think it's a 3-second cooldown. So after you've used them, each warp pair will be unavailable for the next 3 seconds. Now, the number in the centre just helps you remember which warp leads to which one. So, for example, if I put another one on here, it will be numbered 2. So these warps and these warps are completely unrelated, but these two warps, you go in this one, you'll come out this one, and vice versa. So I'm going to build a quick level using warps and anti-gravity zones, and I will show you in a second. Okay, so we've got a rough level now, and you can see start position is in this kind of room here. You've got your warp zone up here, and your corresponding warp zone over here. And now around here we have, oh, I didn't mean to move that. There we go. Around here we have got an anti-gravity spinner, which will hopefully prevent you falling down this infinite pit down here, which falls out at the bottom of the level and will cause the character to be reset if he falls through. Now, the idea is that you'll be caught in this anti-gravity zone, be able to bounce off the button and then out the exit. So I'm going to call this, I'll just call it warp test. I know there's anti-gravities in here, but I will save it as that and pull it into the game itself, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so we're back in the game. I've loaded in the level we've just created, and so let's see how it plays. Go turn off the debug graphics, and you can see I've got my warp zone up here. They're not numbered in the game because it doesn't look very nice. And going in the warp, you can see come out the other one, and now you can see the anti-gravity zone taking effect here, and it's as though Krong is falling upwards. I'm going to go back that way. So all we need to do is to finish our level is hit the button. Oh, no. There we go. And we'll go to the exit. So that was our level. We've just created in the editor, pulled straight into the game. And so I hope that gives you a good idea of how the anti-gravity zones and the warp zones can be used to build your levels. As usual, if you've got any questions, feel free to comment below or email us directly. Anything you'd like to hear, we'd be happy to provide for you. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next week.